Hi guys, this is a video on the Windows Vista operating system. Now straight away, as soon as I say that, I bet someone is about to write Windows Vista sucks, because that's usually what happens. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Well, it kind of is, but not really. So I'll just give you the situation. All my previous videos have been done on Windows XP Professional, and I've had occasionally had Windows Vista in a virtual machine. Now what I've actually done is, I might have made a mistake here, but I've actually restored it back to its original bought condition, and when I bought this it came preloaded with Windows Vista Home Premium. So I've just restored it back to Windows Vista Home Premium. I've installed Service Pack 1, and I've just installed Cam Studio, and this is where I am at now. It's just a complete new install. And what I'll just be saying is what I like about this so far and what I don't like, because as soon as I bought the system, I gave myself a couple of hours, and then I ended up installing Windows XP because I knew people that I've heard stories about Vista and people not liking it, and I was finding some of my hardware wasn't working, and I'll go into that in a second. So what I'm going to do is just show you a few things that I like, a few things that I don't like about the system. Now I'll start with the things I don't like, because I actually find that easier than saying the stuff I do like. So firstly, I'll show you my system. I've got an Intel Core 2 Duo E6550 2.33 GHz dual core thing, 2 GB of RAM, NVIDIA GeForce 8400 GS, whatever that is. It's not really intended for gaming, this is just for normal use, and 320 GB hard drive. That's a SATA, I believe. So that's the system I'm using, so take from that what you will. Now, when I first bought this, I have to say I was disappointed, because I did pay a fair amount for it. Well, what I'd consider to be a fair amount, being a poor student. Now, when I went to open up the rating, right-click on my computer and go in Properties, my rating is 3.5. That really disappointed me, because I thought there would be much more than that. When I saw the specs when I first got the PC, it really did disappoint me to see that. Now, you'll see it says processor 5.3. Now the maximum you can get is 5.9. So memory 5.9, graphics 3.5, gaming graphics 4.3, primary hard disk 5.8. So what really has let me down is these graphics. Now, like I said before, this isn't intended to be a gaming machine, so in a way I wasn't bothered, but it kind of irritated me a little bit with this graphics thing. Where it just says the gaming graphics I agree with, it's fine, but this graphics thing here, it says desktop performance for Windows Aero. I just don't understand why our PCs are rated by something they created. Windows Aero is something they've done. I'd rather have it, if it was desktop performance, I'd rather have, graphic performance in Photoshop, or graphic performance in 3ds Max, not something like Windows Aero, because in time I know that I'm going to end up disabling this Windows Aero anyway, so that just rules that out completely, really, if you think about it. But the score is it bases itself on the lowest score you get in your components, and as graphics goes, apparently, because it's not very well with Windows Aero, I get a low score. So this isn't, obviously it's not meaning to complain about my score. I mean, that's fine. It's just that I just don't think that's right, that they should rate your systems low because you can't run their little desktop window manager. Perhaps I'm wrong, perhaps someone can explain why they do that, but I just don't get it. I don't see why. I'd rather have it just say processor, memory, gaming graphics, hard disk. But anyway, that's the first thing. Just a little bit disappointed when I got the PC to know that it was rated so low. Now the next one is connecting to the internet. Now I've installed my modem. That installed like a charm. Worked fine. And when in Windows XP, I'd go Start, Connect to, and it'd open up a nice little menu here, and then I could just click on what I want, and then I could dial in and connect. With this, I actually have to click on the Connect to. Now obviously this could probably be changed with a tweak or something, but obviously I'm just doing it by default. So I then have to click what I want, and then I have to connect, which I'll do now. And then I have to dial as well. So it's a few extra clicks, and I know obviously it can be configurable, but it just seems a little bit, I don't know, not well thought out, because usually we'd do that. But another thing I'm not a big fan of is this whole all programs that are inside here. Now for me that does not go very well, because I like to sort things into the folders, and it's more irritating. If I try to move Windows Update into the accessories, usually I'll be able to drag and drop that, but I have to wait for it to open and then put it in here. And then I need to have administrative, which I'll go on to in a minute. Don't get me started on that Windows Vista. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of this thing, and I know I can change it to go to the classic, but I would like to keep this lot. I'd like to be able to open up my programs and have it go up here and then out here and then out here. I don't know if that was who thought of that, but for me it's not very good, because I find myself scrolling through. I mean, if I had a lot of programs, I'd scroll through and I'd have to keep clicking them to see what's inside them. So it just, I'd rather just roll over them, but whatever. Anyway, let's go on to the next thing to do with the internet. If I go on Internet Explorer, now with this, you'll notice it's loading up a web page. With this, I see no activity happening. So I've already turned the activity animation on. So it says turn off here. I've already turned it on, but I don't actually see anything happening. Now with Windows XP, we'd have those two little monitors. And it would, if it was sending, it would light up one. If it was receiving, it would light up the other one. If it was doing both, it would light up both of them. But in this case, it's not doing anything. If I just click something, that's now loading up another page. It's not doing anything. It just sort of sits there. And I preferred that when it actually lit up when it's sent and received, because if a website stopped working or something, I wanted to see if it was still sending and receiving information to that website. And then if it wasn't, I could refresh it or go onto a different page, but this just doesn't show it at all. So not sure how that works. Again, if someone knows how to get this working, then please explain it, because I don't know. Now the next thing is not really a complaint towards Windows Vista, it's more towards the OEM, because I've got a compact PC and the stuff that they've installed on here is crazy. They've got all this stuff that they've got on here. If I just go into add and remove programs aren't here anymore, so I have to go into programs and features, and all this stuff that they've got: Google Toolbar, Roxio, Norton Internet Security. Don't get me started on that, because that just I don't want to pay for something that I can get for free. That's just yeah, not even going to get started on that. So there's just a few things I wanted to talk about. One last rant is this little shield, which annoys me, right? This is just a shortcut to run AOL 9. Oh, if I show something else, this is just a shortcut to run Skype. And when I double click it, try and double click it again, user account control kicks in. A program needs your permission to continue. Now, for me, as a power user, that is the biggest pain in the arse. It's just a pain in the bum, because every time you go to do something, this user account control will kick in. Now, I know it's to protect users, or protect them from themselves, really. But to a power user or someone who knows what they're doing, it's just it is an incredible annoyance. I don't know. So that is that. Now, I better stop ranting. I better go on to something I like about Windows Vista. So something I like about Windows Vista, the start orb instead of the start text. It allows more space on the taskbar. That's what I like about it. I also like the start search, the instant search inside the start menu. I like that. It works well, finds your programs and occasionally your documents. Now, what would make this even better, I'd say, and I think it's in the works, I'm not sure, but if you could actually just Google from that, that'd be good. You could just click the start orb and Google something, and it'll come up with a Google search result and then whatever's in it. That would save a lot of time for me, rather than keep going on Internet Explorer or Firefox. But again, I do like this. Another thing I like is in my computer, where I can see exactly how much I've got on my drives in terms of a chart, how much I've got free. As you can see, it says red when I haven't got any free, but that's just my recovery drive. And I like how that's done. And another thing I like is this favorite links here, because you can just add your own folders in here and just click and go straight to where you want to. That is a very good feature. Another one would be this, if I was to go really deep inside my directories, being able to just go back to any directory. I love that. That's a great feature as well. Just being able to quickly go back to see if I want to. That is a very good feature. I like that. Not a big fan of this start bar, but I can see it could have its uses, but I just don't see myself staring at my desktop looking at what's on here. Even if I have it on top, it's just not something that I'd use. And I'm sure there's more, but I haven't got enough time to explain it. So there's just a couple of good things and quite a few bad things about Windows Vista, and I'm going to see how long I can last on this operating system. So thanks for watching my video. Please comment, rate, subscribe if you like my videos, and thanks again.